Welcome back to my channel. Yesterday, in my previous video, I told you the differences between the Old Testament and New Testament in Christian school of thought, and Sanatana Dharma and Nutana Dharma in Hindu school of thought. So while explaining that, I used this equivalence of gods. So basically this was the equivalence I used in yesterday's video. I equated Geb, the Egyptian god Geb, with Uranus, but later I did further research and found that Geb is equivalent of Cronus, not Uranus. So that changes the whole structure or the equivalence here I have given here whole lot. And yeah, basically I should have done adequate research before posting video, and I should have exercised due diligence and come up with facts. My sincere apologies for not being more careful. But now let us see how the actual equivalence would look like. Here, there are a few more changes in the pantheon, in fact, because we two steps cascaded into one in the previous slide. So here, now Geb is equivalent to Cronus. So who is Uranus equivalent to? Uranus is equivalent to Shu. So let us go through the whole pantheon once again. If we compare the three schools of thought, that is Egyptian, Hindu, and Greek, Egyptian god Shu is equivalent of Brahma and equivalent of Brahma of Hindu mythology and Uranus of Greek mythology. Geb of Egyptian mythology is equivalent to Shiva of Hindu mythology and Cronus of Greek mythology. Osiris is equivalent to Rudra of Hindu mythology and Poseidon of Greek mythology. Horus of Egyptian mythology is equivalent to Surya of Hindu mythology and Helios of Greek mythology. This was altogether missing yesterday. I mentioned Zeus, but Zeus is not. Actually, Zeus is brother of Poseidon. So Ja of Egyptian mythology is equivalent to Chandra of Hindu mythology and Selene of Greek mythology. Isis is equivalent to Egyptian mythology is equivalent to Shukra of Hindu mythology and Aphrodite of Greek mythology. Thoth of Egyptian mythology is equivalent to Buddha of Hindu mythology and Mercury of Greek mythology. So my sincere apologies. I should have taken more care. So how would basically, and even the other thing also here, while explaining this Nutana Dharma, uh, I told you that I'll tell you about, I told you that this is the 15 square. This basically I will show the original one so that you'll understand. This is basically 1 cube to 5 cube. This is 15 square. Totally, it makes a total of 15 square. So this part, I told you it was 21 squared. This whole Newton Dharma is about 21 squared. But what I missed was there is in my other video some time back, I explained about this. There are 13 steps in this pyramid, Chichen Itza pyramid. Chichen Itza has only 9 steps, but on the $1 bill pyramid has 13 steps. And above this, the top portion of the pyramid is not complete. It is basically an incomplete pyramid. That is, it has 13 steps, and the topmost capstone, what we call the capstone, is missing. that capstone, I explained that this was the capstone. 6 cube was the capstone. 6 cube is nothing but the sum of 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube. 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube together make 6 cube, and that 6 cube is the is can be represented by a small pyramid, which is nothing but the carbon atom, carbon of the celestial carbon. We can say that celestial carbon ion rather is the capstone of this pyramid. So now coming back to our present discussion here, this is how it would look. There were 13 steps here. O and M. M is nothing but 13. O is Osiris. Osiris is nothing but Rudra. Rudra is basically one of the avatars of Shiva. So there's nothing wrong in calling him Shiva too, but he is junior Shiva. Basically, it's not the there is a concept called the Trimurti. They say the Shiva of Trimurti is not the Paramashiva. Paramashiva is basically higher avatar whose sons are these three, who 5, 4, 3. You can say 5 cube is Shiva, 4 cube is Vishnu, 3 cube is Brahma, kind of. If you have to you compare this with Hindu mythology. So this black pyramid, small pyramid, is basically Paramashiva. So this is 15 square, this is 6 cube. All together they look like a coconut. The coconut is basically a very sacred object for Hindus. So this is and we also call Kalasha. There is one small pot made of copper on which you place the coconut. So that symbolizes the basically nothing but this. This is the coconut. Okay. So anyway, this whole coconut, along with this, I'm sorry, this whole the structure, including the pyramid, this sphere above which this pyramid is there, both of them together make 21 squared, not this sphere itself. Sphere is only Rudra. So this is Shiva. So this whole thing is basically 21 squared. This whole thing is 21 squared. So the Nutana Dharma is not 21 squared, but it is 28 squared. I always been stressing on 28, which is 14 into 2. And if you take the trampoline of 28 squared, then I told you we will have the 14th loka or the 14th realm. So this N is the 14th realm, and Uranus, as I have just now shown you the new pantheon. Uranus is at the top most position. So Uranus, Brahma, Shiv. Even Hindu mythology says the 14th, about the 14th loka, it is the Brahma loka, Satya or Satya loka. So Shiv is equivalent in Egyptian mythology. So anyway, this is how the Nutana Dharma looks like. Nutana Dharma, this is 24, X is 24th letter. So through, as I explained yesterday, 24th letter represents Christ. This is nothing but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 squares joined together, meaning 4 sons. 4 into 64, 256. That is why the chi rho symbol of the Christianity has the letter P above X. So P is nothing but the 16th square, 16 square. So that 16 square is nothing but 256. 256 is nothing but 4 sons. So this the next world will have four sons instead of the one son we have in the what we call this 21 squared. We can call it the Vartamana Dharma. You can say, I mentioned the same here. You can see. See, this is the Vartamana Dharma. This is Sanatana Dharma. That is why there is in the shape of Om, there is this is I, letter I. See? And this is O and this is M, true, but this is I. So basically here we have for Sanatana Dharma, it is represented by letter I. The Vartamana Dharma is represented by O, which is 21 squared. And the Nutana Dharma, U, is represented by 28 squared, not 21 squared. I'm very sorry for creating confusion here, but had I known, I wouldn't have explained that way, right? So anyway, so now let's go to this. This is basically, this is the precession of Earth. It takes around 25,952 years. So it basically, this is the ages. It represents the ages. This is the Vardhamana Dharma. If this is Vardhamana Dharma, the next Dharma will be that of you. You, in the sense, you is nothing but the star Vega. Vega, or in Hindu mythology, it is called the Abhijit Nakshatra. Abhijit. So right now it is the Dhruva Nakshatra. Dhruva Nakshatra is the Polaris, or the North Star. In coming time, I mean in the Nutana Yuga, or Nutana, when we follow the Nutana Dharma, then it will be the North Star, or the pole pole star will be Vega, not Dhruva. So we are proceeding towards the Vega, which is the star of, even in Hindu mythology, it is the star of Lord Krishna. So if you call the I, let us go back here. If you call this I, Sanatana Dharma, as Rudra's time, Ye is the Madhya Dharma was Surya's time, and the Vardhamana Dharma is Shiva's time, and next Dharma would be Brahma's time. In the sense, in this, when we reach the U, that is 28 squared, that will be the Vega, or Abhijit. As more than once I told you that Lord Krishna himself says, I am like the star Abhijit among the stars. So this is the 28 squared is nothing but the Abhijit Nakshatra. And even in Hindu philosophy, the Yuga ruled by Rama. Rama is Suryavamshi. So Rama ruled in the Madhya Yuga. I mean, there are, I'm sorry for not using the actual Yuga's names here. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Like we have so many yugas, Kali Yuga, and all. I didn't use those words here, but definitely Surya, when the this age which was ruled by Surya is the one ruled by Rama, and the U is basically ruled by Krishna. Krishna, in the sense, this is the Sanatana Dharma is ruled by Rudra, whereas Nutana Dharma will be ruled by Lord Krishna. That's pretty much what I wanted to explain, or rather correct my previous what I explained in my previous video. So thanks for bearing with me. Um, um, let us meet next time. Thank you for watching the video.